this is the cutting technique video. There's not much to do. We're gonna cut one onion and I'm gonna roast a potato and show you actually how to puree, roast and puree something in this video, and then we'll go from there. This is the proper French technique of cutting an onion. So with cutting everything, we want to make things stable. This is kind of floppy, right? And so what we do with onions is we usually cut off the top and we cut off the bottom. This is crazy looking onion, by the way. It's not perfectly round. So, and then we cut it in half. Okay? And so it's stable, right? Anytime you cut anything, our first thing is to try to make it stable. We take off the top layer of skin, or top 2 layers of skin, because they are inedible. And I'll show you the way I cut an onion, then I'll show you the proper technique of the French way of cutting an onion. So let's say we want a really nice dice, and we want a 1/4 inch. So if we wanted a 1/4 inch dice, going with the same way as the top and bottom, we're going to slice a 1/4 inch here, a 1/4 inch next, another 1/4 inch across, okay? Then you have this sliced kind of like that. And then we're going to go this way and we'll do a 1/4 inch into it, 1/4 inch, 1/4 inch, 1/4 inch, 1/4 inch. And that gives you a good enough dice, especially when it comes to like soup. Actually for your risotto, I would even do a smaller dice, like an 1/8 of an inch dice. I don't like big chunks of onion in my risotto. So we'll do that in the next one. So this here is a proper French technique. And what you do is, so if you want to do an 1/8 of an inch dice, right? We're going to go in sideways, and we go an 1/8 of an inch all the way to the end, but don't go through. And we're going to go up again, all the way in to the end, don't go through, 1/8 of an inch, an inch, 1/8 of an inch, right? And you have the separated onion kind of like this, okay? And then from the front, we're going to go an 1/8 of an inch over, and don't go all the way through. We're going to keep that back on, okay? 1/8 of an inch, 1/8 of an inch. Now this way is a lot harder, but you're going to get a better dice, more perfect dice than the other way. Okay. So now we have this kind of like a bloomin' onion, and then we go across this way, an 1/8 of an inch. By the way, with all this you need a really sharp knife. Okay. Okay, so then you have this perfect dice. When you come to the end of it like this, then you could just go across that way and back over the other way. And, I mean, get it as best as you can. It's just the end piece, right? But we do want it small to match up with the other pieces. And there you go, the proper French technique of cutting the onion, dicing it. And that's for your risotto. Sweet potatoes. We're going to be roasting these, so we're just going to dice it in big chunks. I'll show you how to do that. I just want to show you how to get the perfect big chunk dice and make this really stable. Here we go. So I always take the very tip off this from the very bottom, just a little bit. It's probably more for my OCD than anything, but it'll actually help with the perfect dice and making it really square. And then we're just going to peel this, right, like any potato. All right, dicing and roasting. When I roast any type of vegetables, I like big chunks. I don't like small chunks because by the time they're roasted, they're going to be overcooked, right? They're going to be overdone and squishy, so we always do big chunks. But we're going to make this stable, so we'll cut into it like this. I don't know, like 1/2 inch, right? And we'll do another 1/2 inch. Oh, then we'll go this way. Keep it really stable. Then we'll do a 1/2 inch from this way. So 1/2 inch, right? 1/2 inch, and then big chunks. We'll go even an inch this way, right? Those are big chunks. Nice for roasting. We'll toss it with a little oil and salt, pepper. This one, we'll do the perfect 1/2 inch. We'll go over 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, and we'll keep it stable again, okay? And this is just the edge, and since we're going to roast it and puree it, it doesn't matter, but if you wanted to do a perfect dice, we'd cut that off and then go like that, right? So, big chunks. And there you go, we're ready for roasting. All right, we're gonna roast these. So we'll just throw it in a bowl, right? And I got a big thing of canola oil. I use canola oil in all my cooking because it's a very neutral oil. You won't taste it. If you want to taste oil, if you want to taste olive oil, you can use olive oil. Then we always add a little salt. Okay. Make sure you actually add enough oil to coat all the vegetables. Here's a little pepper. I like fresh cracked pepper, but I got some Costco pepper here, so that's going to work. If you don't like pepper, don't add it. We're going to toss this and throw it on a sheet tray and then put it in the oven. Okay. So we're going to roast these, throw them right in the oven. It's a 400-degree oven, like I said, for about maybe 20 minutes. You can check it after 15, see how it's doing, 20, 25, somewhere around there. Throw it in. Once they turn brown, once they're soft, then we're going to pull them out and then we'll puree them. All right, so these have been in the oven for about 25 minutes, 20 minutes, 25 minutes. You just want to check them, see if they're soft and see if they have color. And that's how they look. And look, you could squish them so they're ready to go. They're ready to go into the blender. All right, so we have the roasted sweet potato. We want to turn it into a puree. So we're going to put this all into a blender. Okay. Oops, let's not drop a sweet potato. And then we need a little liquid to make it fluid, right? So I actually made a little vegetable stock today. And basically you take a lot of vegetables and just throw water over them and bring it up to a boil and let it sit. And I'll put in a recipe in the curriculum. So we're gonna turn this on low. And we're gonna add a little bit of vegetable stock. We want to add enough vegetable stock till it's fluid, right? But we want to move this around to make sure. Kind of like we're looking for a baby food consistency. So I think that's it. Okay. So we have this baby food consistency, and that's what we're going to use to flavor our risotto.
Look at that baby there, blue eyes and golden hair, lovely, gorgeous, that's Gloriana, ain't she?
So we're going to focus on the spinach salad right now, the warm spinach salad. There's only a few ingredients you need to prep beforehand, onion being one of them. I'm going to show you the proper way of cutting an onion, dicing and slicing.
Blue eyes and golden hair, lovely.
All right, cutting an onion. Anything that's round is very unstable, right? So the number one thing we want to do when working with anything round is to make it stable. So with an onion, we're going to take off the top and get that off the knife and take off the bottom, right? And now we're working with something stable, okay? By the way, when you're holding a knife, choke up on your knife, hold the knife like this with your thumb on this side and your finger on this side like that, way up on the knife. Don't put this finger on top. If you put this finger on top, it's very unstable, right? So we do something called choking up on the knife. That way we're really stable. We make the knife stable, then we make the onion stable, right? This isn't going to go anywhere now. And so we're going to cut it in half again. Make it stable once again, okay? Now, when we're dealing with onions, we take the top two layers off. We peel off the top two layers because they're pretty unedible. And then the first cut I'm going to show you is how to julie in an onion. Just tear this apart. All right, here we go. How to julienne an onion. This one's really easy. We're going to turn it to the side and julienne it this way. So there's a cut. This is the top and bottom, but we're going to julienne this way. If we go this way and julienne this way, it's more like onions for hamburgers. We don't do that. It looks a little prettier when you're doing this way, right? So what we do is hold our knife, choke up on our knife, and tuck our fingers. Most important thing, tuck fingers, right? And we're just going to go across, julienne, all the way across. When it gets unstable like this, it's starting to get unstable. I don't want to cut like that. We just kind of put it down, turn it around, and make it stable again. Go right across. Okay? And that's julienne. This is for the warm spinach salad. Now next I'm going to show you how to dice an onion. By the way, my eyes are tearing up right now as we speak. These are strong onions. Dice an onion. The real way to dice an onion, French technique, is what we're going to do is, let's say you want a 1/4 inch dice. Okay? What we're going to do is come in from the side. a 1/4 inch up. We're gonna go start from a 1/4 inch at the bottom, then go a 1/4 inch up and a 1/4 inch up and a 1/4 inch up, right? But we're not gonna go all the way through, right? Because we want the perfect dice. So this is how French would dice an onion. They go 1/4 inch, let's say if they want 1/4 inch, or a 1/2 inch, whatever you want to do. But just make sure you're going up in the same increments, right? Because we want perfect 1/4 inch. And now you got an onion that looks somewhat like this, just open, but still attached at the end. Then, with the part that's cut open, that kind of is able to open up, then we go across this way, a 1/4 inch, a 1/4 inch, but not all the way through, just to the end, right? Okay, then we turn it around, and then we're gonna go a 1/4 inch this way, and then you get the perfect dice, right? And that's how you get the perfect dice. This is how French cut an onion all the time. You get to the end, and it's still attached. This is all perfect. And then you just kind of go over it. Go this way, 1/4 inch, 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 right? And that's how you dice an onion. We're only going to use julienne for the spinach salad, and you're probably only going to need, really, in reality, 1/2 an onion. This other 1/2 an onion, you could just keep for the home use, right? And that's an onion. All right, notice the tears in my eyes. That means we did a good job on the onion. So next, mushrooms. Very easy. We're just going to show you how to slice mushrooms.
Someone you care to love.
When dealing with mushrooms, if they're super dirty, which these aren't, these are only a little bit dirty, you could get like a moist towel and just kind of wipe them off, right? But if they're super dirty, I'd recommend washing them. A lot of chefs don't like you to wash mushrooms because they believe they get soggy and it changes the texture. I'm okay with it. Like, I've never experienced any of that. I think it's fine if you wash mushrooms, but I still try to hold true to French technique, and so if they're fairly dirty, just kind of give them a wipe. Anyways, for mushrooms, we're going to choke up on the knife, and we're just going to use the tip of the knife and kind of go through, right? And that's what we're looking for, and that's it. You just kind of hold it stable down like that with the stem and just kind of go across, right? Just with the tip of the knife. And that is your mushroom. Last couple things that we need to prepare for the warm spinach salad is the bacon and the eggs. Okay, I'm going to show you the proper way of how to hard boil, soft boil, and medium boil an egg. And then the bacon, I'll just show you. It's going to be a quick dice. All right, so the last thing for the warm spinach salad is the bacon and the eggs. You got a little container like this. Contains just some applewood smoked bacon and some raw eggs. We're going to show you how to properly boil an egg. We'll show you soft boil, medium boil, hard boil. So you learn a lot in this class. And we're just going to show you a quick way. We're just going to quick chop the bacon. I'm going to show you that just to show you, but easy money.
That's glorious.
So your bacon's kind of rolled up like that, and you can just unroll it. We're just going to rough chop this. It's really wide, this bacon, so what I'm going to do is cut this in half so it's easier to deal with, and then cut it in half this way, right? And then we're just going to go across like that. Okay, just rough chop. We're just going to render it down. We're going to make kind of like bacon bits, and we're going to use the bacon grease for the salad, the oil in the salad dressing. But that's what we want with the bacon. That's it. That's prepared for our salad.
Her lips are so inviting. Her arms are...
Dealing with eggs. How to do soft-boiled eggs, medium-boiled eggs, hard-boiled eggs. We do them all the same way. We just pull them out, one out earlier than the other, right? So we put it in a pot, right? And we're going to fill it up with cold water above the eggs. That's how I'm going to fill it up. So your eggs, cold water above the eggs, right? Then turn it on high. We're going to bring it up to a boil. Once it's to a boil, right when it comes to a boil, we turn it off. We let the eggs sit in there. When we let the eggs sit in there from 3 to 4 minutes, if we pull them out, they're going to be soft boiled. If we let them sit 5 to 7 minutes in the hot water and then pull them out, they're going to be medium boiled. And 12 to 15 minutes if they sit in the hot water after it comes up to a boil, we pull them out and they be hard boiled, perfect hard boiled. You won't have that gray. If you overcook eggs, you notice when you hard boiled eggs, it gets kind of gray. That's from the calcium carbonate. It's just you're boiling it too hard, and so we prevent that from sitting in 12 to 15 minutes, right? So we'll bring this up to a boil, let it sit, turn it off, and then I'll show you the eggs. Also, before you leave, people say you could add vinegar to the water, and that helps with the sticking of the shell. I've tried it. For me, it doesn't work. We'll try it again. We'll see if it works. But I really don't know. Just every time you do it this way, it seems not to stick. The better eggs you use, the less likely it is to stick. If you're using the cheap eggs, it's hard. They just stick. So, all right, eggs are boiling. Let's turn it off. We're gonna set a timer for 12 minutes. Okay. So it's off right now. 12 minutes. Once they're done in 12 minutes, we'll take them out and put them in like a really cold water to stop the cooking process, and then deshell them. All right, eggs are coming out of the hot boiling water. We're gonna throw them in the ice water so it stops the cooking process. We'll leave them there for 2 minutes, then we'll crack them open, and you have the perfect hard-boiled egg. Cracking a hard-boiled egg. Just kind of crack it around and kind of just roll it, right? Really gently. And peel it off. You can peel it under running water. It's a lot better, huh? Oh, but those are perfect. Yeah, so I put a big splash of vinegar in, and right now these eggshells aren't sticking, so I don't know if that was the vinegar or just we cooked them. They're just a better egg, you know. But there you go. So we're gonna kind of rinse them off, right? And then you have a perfect hard-boiled egg, no gray, just barely set. So there you go, hard-boiled egg.
Her lips are so inviting, her arms are so exciting, her looks are dynamiting. Keep away from that explosion, she stands out like a gem. They made just one of them, love